On Krakoa, Tony Stark and Emma Frost discuss Phylong as they ride horses on the beach of Hellfire Bay. Sunfire intercepts the duo on Emma's request so that she can telepathically debrief Tony with Shiro's own memories of his encounter with Phylong on Phobos. Sunfire also reports on Jean Grey's previous finding that Phylong had used the travel time to Mars to expose himself to cosmic rays through ruby quartz. Sunfire departs, and Tony calls his armor in order to do the same, but not before warning Emma about Phylong being a dangerous opponent, much to her patronizing attitude. As he flies away from Krakoa, Tony reviews Stark Unlimited's transportation logs and is shocked to find that Phylong had embedded himself into the company months before taking over, having funneled big quantities of metal into a factory in Texas. At the Stark Unlimited HQ, Phylong arrives with his arm in a cast. He briefly addresses the office workers before leaving for a meeting with a scientist at the company's archives, specifically the hub where the most secure information is stored, a spherical room covered by metal panels, with a bridge connecting its door to a single computer sitting at the center. Phylong decides to review all of the company's files on Howard Stark. He learns of 24 serial numbers being seemingly missing, which actually correspond to physical objects bequeathed from Howard to Tony, whose inheritance was absorbed by the company for tax purposes, and that they are in a hangar in Texas. Sometime later, Phylong and the scientist visit the hangar, which is packed with dusty and cobwebbed machinery and crates. A half-draped painting catches Phylong's attention, and he rips it open to uncover 4 film reels under the frame, all marked with labels addressing them to Tony. Phylong uses a projector to watch one of the reels, a video recording of Howard talking to the camera for Tony. Phylong schemes through the tapes, in which Howard apologizes for and justifies his absence from Tony's life. At the end of the tape, Howard reveals that he had discovered alongside Adam Brashear a metal that exists outside the universe, a miracle metal that could change humanity, and his research into it is Tony's true inheritance. Later that night, Iron Man breaks into the hangar during a rainstorm. He holds a giant gate open and ejects from the suit, keeping it from closing. Tony stumbles into a new type of Stark Sentinel on the final steps of assembly, and is then suddenly blasted from behind by Phylong using a drone. The villain is holding a film reel in one hand, and a burning trash can in the other, his arm no longer injured. He brags about discovering Tony's true inheritance, and proceeds to beat down and berate Stark. Phylong then helps Stark up and takes him to his armor, continuing with his taunts. After Tony's armor encases him, Phylong blasts him away from the door with an energy blast from his mouth. On Phylong's orders, the Stark Sentinel comes online and overwhelms Tony, sending him flying through a wall outside the hangar with its uni-beam. The Stark Sentinel bursts out of the building, and Tony fires repulsor blasts at it, to no avail. He puts all reserve power into the thrusters, and flees. In his narration, Tony admits defeat and describes the Stark Sentinel as something beyond his current technology. Phylong walks up to the Stark Sentinel, telling it to disengage. He rejoices, boasting that Tony better run and tell the world what is coming, pondering which one of the two the world will cheer.